Hey everyone, Crumplecorn here with another commentary in quick succession after my last one to make up for the months-long gap between commentaries. This one's on Poison Disguise. This game isn't a big shift in playstyle from the last commentary. It's actually the very next game after the game in the last commentary. I just decided, because I've been hearing a lot, even though I don't pay much attention to the community anymore, you can't help but hear a lot about how terrible smoke is and all the roof running in ACR and blah 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 blah. So I just decided after having an awesome game where I spent my entire time running around the roofs, I'd switch to Poison Disguise. Now I've barely used this set in Revelations. I started using it a couple of weeks ago just out of curiosity to see what it was like in this game. Until then I'd pretty much only used Smoke and Knives. So I'm not great with this set, but you know, and I don't think it's as good overall, but it makes a nice change and it's not too bad, and I'm getting better at handling it. So I just thought it'd be a nice experiment. Unfortunately the lobby isn't all the same players, but there's some overlap, and just to see how it compares. But it's not going to be a different playstyle, so there's still a lot of free running in this. It's not like I'm going to stand in the courtyard and be all stealthy. Maybe I'll do a video about that sometime. But yeah, this is just a general look at what Poison Disguise is like in this game. So here I am immediately running away instead of using anything else. So cut back through the chase breaker, what I was talking about in the last video, misdirection, don't run straight through there, turn around and go through the chase breaker. I would have used Disguise here, but this guy actually did a good job of keeping up. And I could have climbed off to the right, which is the usual thing to do, but I do have another pursuer and I have no idea where they are, so I don't want to run along the usual routes. So I'm going to draw them both down here where there's plenty of blend groups, and I'm going to pop in here. And I could use Disguise here, but there's no point because he's not going to make it anyway. And for some reason he jumps into a haystack. Whatever. So I have another pursuer. I can hear the whispers. I don't know where they are, so I'm just going to start climbing, because if I don't know where they are, there's nothing better to do than just start climbing back up to the courtyard. So this game isn't the best gameplay ever. The opponents are better than they were last time. Some people joined at the end of the last commentary that were better players, and they're now in this session and they are better. It's not my best gameplay by far, because it's a weird combination of Disguise, Poison and free running. So this is an example here where there's 3 clones of this lady. I don't know which one it is, and normally what I do is run in with Smoke Bomb and feel it out, which is the terrible crutch that I'm an awful player for relying on, apparently. So I just try to fake her out instead because it's the best I can do. As it happens, I guessed right, but before I run in the second time she drops the smoke bomb. She gets lucky on the timing and I catch the edge of the smoke bomb and get stunned. But since that's the first time in about a year I've actually had to do that, I think it went okay. And I actually guessed the right one, which is a miracle for me because I always guess the wrong one. So now I'm just wandering around this blend group. I have Blender in this set. I don't use Blender in the Smoke Knife set anymore because I find Resistance to be better. I just look for clones of myself, but since I usually move slower when I'm doing Poison Disguise, I went back to Blender. There's my pursuer. Obviously doesn't know which one I am, so I just run in for the naked stun. Pop on Disguise because I do have another pursuer somewhere and I don't want to be disturbed while I go kill this guy. Now this is the proper way to approach this situation if you have a convenient blend group, which I didn't last time, is you walk up in the blend group and by the time they realize that you're in that blend group, it's too late and you get the poison or the kill or whatever you're doing. And there's my pursuer, and she hasn't realized. She was wandering around looking for me, but she couldn't see me because of the Disguise. And that's one nice thing the Disguise can do that Smoke Bomb can't. Smoke Bomb helps you find your target, helps you get better kills on your target. Obviously it's very good at stopping pursuers and getting you stuns, but what Disguise can do is, if you don't know where your pursuer is exactly and you don't want to be disturbed for a few seconds, pop onto the Disguise and you're basically immune to them as long as they didn't see you. Put it on and you don't do anything stupid. As long as you stay in blend groups and stuff, you're fine, which is great. Aside from that, Smoke Bomb's better for basically everything, which is kind of the problem with the ability. After getting that kill and that stun, then I just went running around desperately trying to kill someone and got myself killed and started chasing, so desperate for the kill, and that's just stupid. Anyway, I'm not sure if I ever covered how Disguise compares to the Brotherhood version. I may have done in the beta commentaries, I honestly can't remember, but it's very simple really. It doesn't give you a 200 point bonus anymore, so there's no more, you know, rooftop hidden kills. But it also doesn't have the sound effect when you activate it, so it's not obvious to your pursuer that you're using it. And that's a big boost, because the reality is that once you get used to that sound effect, you can see straight through a Disguise. You know the person is disguised, you use line of sight to figure out where they are, and you're sorted. So that makes it much more useful for actual stealth. In this case I just pick one and run in really fast. I move up slowly so she doesn't know exactly who I am, and just run in and kill her before she can do anything. And then run off because I think my pursuer is nearby. But yeah, disguise is much more useful for stealth, much less useful for getting you extra points because it doesn't give you a bonus anymore. And I quite like disguise. I mean, I prefer the playstyle that disguise encourages more than I like the playstyle that smoke bomb encourages, but the reality is smoke bomb does better in this game, so I use it typically. Here's a disguise fail. I throw out the disguise, but he uses either a lock or line of sight to see through it, and I'm dead. And that's the kind of area where disguise fails. If that was a smoke bomb, I could just walk up to him and smoke him. Or knife him. Knives are good too. That's why I run with smoke knives, because they're both defensive abilities and offensive abilities. Whereas disguise is a bit more limited in its applications. Up here I'm going to run into a pursuer, and I'm not even going to try. He's going to find me easily, so I just go in for the honourable death. I've got 3 pursuers. Get the death, get reset. Hopefully I have less pursuers next time. In all this time I haven't said much about Poison. There's not really much to say about Poison. I've got it crafted to give me the 300 points it gave me in Brotherhood. People can stun you quite easily if they know you're coming when you're trying to poison them. They can no longer stun you after you've poisoned them, so originally they could stun you after you poison them. I don't think I ever actually used poison during that time period, but now they've changed it so that, like in Brotherhood, you can't do that. So you get situations like I had in the start of this game where you may have noticed I intercepted my own poison. Why did I do that? Because just like with offensive smoke, you can poison someone, and if they don't run away and they're in a blend group, you can stand there and get your hidden incognito focus because they can't stun you because they're poisoned. Now, unlike smoke bomb, they aren't stuck in place, but a lot of people won't think to run away. They'll just kind of stand there choking for whatever reason. So it can be worth it if you poison someone and they're standing next to a blend group to build up a better kill and intercept your own poison. So remember, if you get poisoned, run away. You should be running away anyway to try to get someone else to kill you and intercept their poison. So I'm going along in this blend group trying to spot pursuers. That one was quite obvious, so I get the stun because she didn't know which one I was. But I have another pursuer who was waiting for me in the blend group, and I gave myself away by stunning the other one, and this person got a rather nice kill on me. The really fundamental shift when you switch from smoke knives to poison disguise is that with smoke knives, you're really after your pursuers. You want to draw them out and stun them, and you let the kills come to you, and you just take whatever kills you can get. With this set, it's the opposite. You're trying to get good kills using poison, and you deal with pursuers when you have to using disguise. That's the real shift. Now I'm after the one who just killed me. For a second I think it's her, but then I realized there were 2 in the blend group a minute ago. Now there's only 1. So I look around and there's a fast walking version first. That's obviously her. So I'm going to move up now, and I'm hoping she's not going to run off because she's just killed someone, but she actually does start running. So I just go in for the quick kill because I don't want to go chasing her around the map. It's a waste of time. I realize that's probably my pursuer who was about to kill me, so I go jumping off the edge and start running away. Now here I want to use disguise and get the stun, but she stays up on the roof, so I can't get the stun on her because she's being careful, and then it all goes horribly wrong. I'm going to run into this chase breaker in a second and run into another pursuer, and it's terrible. I die. I waited until I was down with a bunch of NPCs to use disguise. That's an important point. The compass will lead you straight to your target. I mean, if you're any good at the game, you'll realize this. A lot of the time when I'm playing, I don't actually look at who I'm after. I don't look at the portrait telling me who my target is. I just follow the compass. And it's obvious from the compass which one is my target, even if I don't know which persona I'm actually after. And because of that, sometimes I just see straight through disguises. I kill someone, and I realize after I've killed them that actually they were disguised. I didn't even notice because I didn't know which persona I was after. I was just following the compass. So what you do is, you got to use obviously use disguise when you're out of sight and when you're not locked onto, which you just have to judge. But importantly, use it when there's other NPCs around, so that they don't know which one you are, because if you're obvious, if you're not in a blend group or with a big bunch of NPCs, the compass will tell them which one you are, either through line of sight or just because you're the only idiot standing in the middle of a big courtyard. So anyway, what happened on screen while I was saying all that? I got revenge on a guy, just ran up and killed him. I didn't go for the poison. I don't know if that was just because I was in such a hurry, or because I didn't think of it, because I'm not used to running this set. It could be either. I do sometimes forget I have poison in disguise. Then I had a feeling my pursuers were nearby, so I just started running, and a chase started. So I'm following the free running routes around the map, doing the typical MSM thing of doing a full loop. Now I've got 2 pursuers, so I'm just going to keep on running. There's so many roofs, there's no good place to use disguise, so I'm just going to head back up to the courtyard, duck around the corner. I actually almost run into my target, who tries to mute me, so I have to dodge my target. And now I'm going to use disguise and try to sit down on this bench. Sitting down on the bench, not really necessary. The guy was so far away, the chase was going to end, but again, you use disguise in that corridor. You don't want to be the only one standing up, because that makes you kind of obvious. You sit down on the bench and use disguise, and then all he's got there is rows of NPCs. Now I'm in second by 100 points and there's only seconds left, so I'm just crossing my fingers I'll get a final kill, and as luck would have it, it assigns me a target who comes running up to the courtyard, and I think I actually get extreme variety with this, because that ended up being an 800 point kill. So I only needed 100 points for a joint first, but I ended up getting a clear victory because that ended up being an 800 point kill. So that's that, just, you know, random gameplay featuring Poison Disguise. Like I say, played very much like the gameplay in the last one. I mean, less obnoxious, deliberate roof running, but still very, very high profile gameplay just featuring Poison Disguise, because you really don't need Smoke and Knives to play like that. At the end of the day, your ability set supports your playstyle, not the other way around. So you can play any way you like and the abilities don't define it. As for how the two ability sets compare, that's personal preference. If you really want a metric, check the scores on this and the last commentary. Like last time, the live commentary for this game is linked in the description, but for now, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.